The season's entrance was delayed by a full 18 hours. We finally got Chapter 5 Season 2, and this is one of our greatest seasons in history. This is connected not only because we got a lot of amazing changes to the map and new types of mythical weapons, but also because the King of Gold Midas has finally returned. And before we get to the return of Midas, I want to remind you that we got to completely new biomes. One of them is for a completely new faction, Dark Kingdom, who managed to locations, Dark Kingdoms, and Great Gates. The second biome belongs to the Olympians. Also managed to locations, Mount Olympus, City of Gladiators. If you think exactly like me, you'll understand that right Olympians are good and the Dark Kingdoms are bad. And to make sure of this, look at the landmark of the Dark Kingdom. Is literally present in it. Very scary and evil theme, while the Olympians do everything the same, but with brighter and more vibey things. But it turns out, Olympians are not as kind as we thought. Their father is Zeus, who is actually the leader of the Olympians. He is absolutely shrouded in a huge mystery, and perhaps not such a good god as we thought him to be. Because if you look at this place, which is located at the very southern end of the map, you can find a completely new NPC known as Aphrodite. And if you approach her for the Zeus skin, then she will say, "Why are you doing this, father? Mortals need to be given a chance." This immediately confirms that Zeus is not such a friendly god as we thought him to be. And obviously he's trying to harm ordinary people, or even in the worst case, get rid of them. This once again confirms the description of Aphrodite. For all eternity, Aphrodite saved mortals from angry gods, and the gods from each other. But this time Zeus's vendetta turned out to be very grueling ordeal. And in fact, Aphrodite is the only heroine who's good god who is fighting against abuse of power by other gods. But this is not at all true, and Aphrodite cannot be trusted. And that's why, with the release of the season, we got the character Jellyfish. And if you approach her with the Aphrodite skin, she'll tell you, "I would like to trust you, but you are also God as the others." So it will be interesting to watch. How will these gods deal with the video? With the release of Chapter 5, we now have Zlata's yacht on the island, and she controlled everything in society. And even earlier in the second season of the second chapter, the yacht was under the control of Midas. And even though that he is still in the very center, we can see the society logo. What's even more important, now if we approach the ship, then we can find many Shadow Faction logos, which are everywhere. Do not forget that it is the Shadow Faction part Midas throughout the second chapter of the second season. And now you will never believe it, but literally every member of the Shadow Faction is back. Firstly, in this small hut, located just behind Mount Olympus, we can find one of our most favorite characters. This is a Meow, and in fact, he has a very secret storyline, which I will reveal to you in the next videos. And this is just because it's very close to Meowskull. In the factory, you can find the next character of Chapter 2, and it's none other than Dynamite herself. Obviously, we knew she's going back to the past. We've seen a bunch of teasers and Easter eggs about her. But that's not the point. After all, having traveled further to the luxurious Riviera. And the last but not least important character is Jules, which is located at a gas station not far from Haven. Now don't forget that Jules herself is actually the daughter of Midas. When you talk to her for Zlata's skin, she says, "Do you think he really is somewhere here on the island?" And it is obvious that in the first season of the plenty of Midas teasers. It was even teased in Chapter for Season 4, wherein the Cat Vault Thorn could be found. The very hand of Midas. By the way, now you'll find out why the hand was there. Judging by the storyline, we follow the stage, which was seen in the trailer for Season 3, Chapter 2, apparently Midas himself was eaten by a shark. After that, Midas was sent straight to the Dark Kingdom, where apparently spent the last 3 chapters trying to escape. But now, since our reality has merged with the Dark Kingdom, this means Midas is here too. And if we go to the Dark Kingdom location, then we can find the mysterious door. Currently, in the form in which it is now, the door is completely closed. You are not able to open it. But actually, this door is meant for Midas himself. And apparently, that's where he was locked up and fell into the trap of the Dark Kingdom in Chapter 2. But in the replay, we will be able to get into this room. And at the moment, nothing is visible on the screen other than a regular prison cell with a small fire as a lamp and a small stone seat on which Midas himself will sit. Right now, there is data in the files about that. 2 new items will appear in this room after. One of them is Golden Card of Midas Revival. The other represents a mysterious head, which somewhat resembles the head of a shark who ate Midas in the trailer. However, if you look closely, take a closer look at this golden head, and it becomes clear that this is not a shark and a fragment of the mythical chain of Hades. This most likely means what before, how Hades locked him up in this small room. He started a massive fight. Even though Midas lost, he still fought very well. He was able to take a piece of Hades' chain and turn it into gold. But don't worry, because in just a few weeks, when we go down to this door again, it will be open and Midas will officially appear on the island. However, in reality, it will be an original Midas version, which we are all familiar with, but completely new. Right now, you can see it on your screen. And the most interesting thing about this is, take a closer look at the right hand of Midas. Then you will notice that something is wrong because the point that this is a completely new hand, which we have never seen before. You don't need to be a genius to understand that this is all a result of that Midas hand was cut off and added to the collection in the 4th chapter of the 4th season. This is what I was talking about. And as soon as Midas comes out and the other gods of the Dark Kingdom, because they literally locked him in a cell for 3 whole chapters. And as soon as Midas returns, he will have a plan for revenge. By the way, we will experience it together with you on ourselves. Called Midas Presents Gender. This lava will engulf the entire Fortnite island. And all this as a result of Midas' revenge plan. Besides, we have an interesting set of tasks to complete called Midas Glory. And in it we will use Midas and interact with all the different characters. Chapter 2 of Season 2. After we complete all the tasks, we will receive 3 awards from Midas. And one of them is a golden pickaxe in the shape of a shielded retribution. Second is the Golden Queen hang glider, on which we can see Zlata, his wife depicted in the picture. And the last, no less important reward, this back decoration, is the Rose of Greed. And finally, the wait is over. Midas is truly back and is currently on our island. But of course, I'll wait. When will you finally subscribe to my channel? Because the best videos come out here so far.